All right, let's dive into a massive Champions League showdown we've got coming up between two European giants, Germany's Bayern Munich and Portugal's Sporting CP. But look, this isn't just any old match. This thing is absolutely loaded with history, drama, and, yeah, maybe a little bit of revenge. To really get the weight of this game, you have to start with this number. It is absolutely staggering. The last time these two clubs faced off in the Champions League, the final score, over 2 games, was a brutal 12-1 for Bayern Munich. And, that painful memory? It just hangs over this entire encounter. And it sets up the ultimate question. After more than 16 years, is this Sporting's chance to finally exercise that demon? To figure that out, we gotta look at where both teams are right now. So let's start with the German powerhouse. They have been on an absolute tear this season, with really just one little stumble along the way. Believe it or not, their only defeat of the entire season so far actually came in their last Champions League match, a 3-1 loss to Arsenal. For them, it was a pretty rare sign of vulnerability. But here's what's really telling. It's how they responded, right? The best teams don't just win, they bounce back with some serious force. And since that loss, Bayern have rattled off 3 straight victories. And if you want a perfect picture of their current mood, look no further. They're not just winning games, they are dominating. Their latest match was a 5-0 demolition of Stuttgart, which basically sends a clear message to the rest of Europe. But hey, make no mistake about it, Sporting are not coming into this match scared. They're actually one of the most informed teams in the entire competition and are proving to be an incredibly tough side to beat. I mean, just look at their recent record. Their last defeat was way back on October 1st. That's over 2 months of resilience, a long, unbroken streak of really impressive performances. And they're battle-hardened. They're coming straight from a fiery 1-1 draw in the Lisbon derby against their arch-rivals Benfica. This is a team that absolutely thrives under pressure. Okay, so you've got both teams in formidable form, which makes the history here even more fascinating. Let's go back to that ghost from the 2008/9 season that's just looming over this whole fixture. 12-1. Just let that number sit there for a second. It's one of the most lopsided results in the entire history of the Champions League knockout stages. For Sporting, it's a scar. For Bayern, it's a benchmark of their power. And when you break it down, it looks even worse. It wasn't just one bad night. This was a complete and total dismantling over 2 legs. A 5-0 loss at home in Lisbon, and then an even more humbling 7-1 defeat in Munich. And you better believe the players today know all about this pressure. As Bayern's star striker Harry Kane said fresh off a hat-trick, the atmosphere inside the Alliance Arena will be electric. It's pretty clear that for both sides, the energy and the stakes are gonna be immense. But this game isn't just gonna be about momentum or history. A huge factor is gonna be who is actually available to play. Both of these squads have been hit hard by injuries and suspensions, which could really level the playing field. Both managers are facing a real headache here. For Bayern, they could be without their dynamic fullbacks Bowie and Davies, which just guts their width in attack and defense. Their creative engine, Jamal Musiala, is also out, and they'll miss Luis Diaz, who's suspended. Meanwhile, Sporting's forward line is just decimated. They're missing the firepower of Giovanni Quanda, Pedro Goncalves, and Francisco Trincao, plus a key defender in Zeno de Bast. These are total game changers who'll just be watching from the sidelines. So when you put it all together, what does this game really represent? You've got 2 teams in incredible form, both dealing with major injuries, and both staring down this piece of unforgettable history. Let's just break down what's really on the line. For Bayern, it's all about continuing their dominant run and getting one step closer to that final 8. For Sporting, well, this is a golden opportunity for redemption, a chance to prove just how far they've come. And for all of us watching, it's a perfect storm of momentum, history, and pure resilience. Which leaves us with this one final question as the teams get ready to walk out onto that pitch. Is Bayern's historical dominance going to continue, adding another chapter to their legacy? Or, after 16 long years, is it finally Sporting's time to claim their revenge?